Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm gonna teach you how to make these super cute and easy to make Valentine's Day keychains. They are very beginner friendly, not much sewing required, and also very quick to make. I think you're gonna love them so much. So without further ado, let's get started. These are the materials you're gonna need. These are the crochet abbreviations which are in US terminology. We will start with the cat. To make the cat, we will start with the ears and then join the two ears to make the hat. To make the ear, you have to start with the magic ring. For the round one, make 6 single crochets into the magic ring. After 6 single crochets, pull the yarn tightly to close the magic ring and mark the last stitch with a stitch marker. Now we're gonna start round 2. To start round 2, go into the very first stitch of round 1, like so, and make 1 single crochet into that stitch. And then go into the next stitch and make 1 increase in there. And now we're gonna start the pattern again. In the next stitch, start with 1 single crochet, and then in the next stitch, make 1 increase. Repeat the pattern for one last time. 1 single crochet first, and then in the last stitch, with the stitch marker, make an increase. After round 2, we have finished the first ear of the cat, and turn the piece so that the right side is outside, like so. And now we're gonna cut the yarn to make another ear just like this one. So make the second ear, and after the second ear, do not cut the yarn because we're joining the two ears. I finished making my second ear, and we are gonna join the two. To join, first you need to make 3 chains. And then grab the first ear. And we will start joining from the last stitch of the first ear. Insert your hook into that last stitch and make 1 single crochet into that stitch. We're gonna mark this stitch with a stitch marker, and this will be the very first stitch of round 3. And then we're just gonna continue making 1 single crochet into each remaining stitch on the first ear. And here you can put that yarn tail over your hook like so that it is buried under your stitch and secure. And just like this, we'll just continue making 1 single crochet into each stitch until we get 9 single crochets in total on the first ear, counting from that very first stitch with a stitch marker. Now I finished making 9 single crochet on the first ear, and this is how it looks like. Now we will go into the 3 chains that we did in the beginning to join these 2 ears. As you can see, we will start from the back loops of the chains. Insert your hook into the very first back loop of the chain, and then make 1 single crochet. Just like so, go into that next back loop of the chain, and then make 1 single crochet. Go into that last chain and make 1 single crochet. After 3 chains, we have reached to the second ear. Just like in the first ear, we'll just make 1 single crochet into each stitch until we have 9 single crochets in total on this second ear. I have finished making 9 single crochet onto the second ear, and now we will just make 1 single crochet into each front loop of the chain for 3 times. After crocheting on the chains, we have finished round 3, and this is how it looks like. You will have 24 single crochets in total in this round. We're gonna start round 4 from that stitch with the stitch marker. We're gonna remove it and move the stitch marker into the last stitch. For the round 4, you have to start with 3 single crochets. After 3 single crochet in the next stitch, make 1 increase. So this is the letter sequence we are following in this round. Make another 3 single crochet, and after that make 1 increase into the next stitch. And we're gonna start this sequence again, 3 single crochet, and then make 1 increase. Just like that, we're gonna repeat the sequence for 6 times in total. And now I'm doing the last increase in the last stitch. And we have finished round 4. For the round 5, it is pretty simple. You just have to make 1 single crochet into each stitch, and there will be 30 single crochets in this round. This is how it looks like after round 5. Now we're gonna do round 6. We are following a letter sequence in this round, which starts with 4 single crochets. After 4 single crochet in the next stitch, make 1 increase. And start this sequence again with 4 single crochets. After 4 single crochet, make 1 increase. And we're gonna repeat this sequence for a total of 6 times. Now we have finished round 6, and starting from round 7 to round 12, they're very easy. You just have to make 1 single crochet into each stitch, and there will be 36 single crochet in each round. So you have to make from round 7 to round 12 for a total of 6 rounds. This is how it looks like after round 12. And now we're gonna start the decreasing rounds. For round 13, you have to start with 4 single crochets. After 4 single crochet, we're gonna do a decrease by using the front loops only of the next 2 stitches, which is the invisible decrease. And then we're gonna start this little sequence again with 4 single crochets. After 4 single crochets, make 1 decrease again. And we're gonna repeat this sequence for a total of 6 times. So we have finished round 13 and this is how it looks like. Round 14 is also very similar. This time it starts with 3 single crochets. After 3 single crochets, make 1 decrease. And then you just have to repeat this 3 single crochet, 1 decrease sequence for a total of 6 times. After round 14, you can start stuffing the hat. Make sure it is nice and tight and the stuffing reaches up to the ears at the top. Now we're gonna start round 15, which is also a decrease round, but it's a little bit different. You have to start with 1 single crochet. After that, make 1 decrease. And then make 1 more single crochet to finish 1 sequence. So it goes 1 single crochet, 1 decrease, 1 single crochet. We'll start again with 1 single crochet and then 1 decrease and 1 single crochet. Repeat this sequence for a total of 6 times as well. Now we're gonna do round 16, which starts with 1 single crochet. After that, 1 decrease. And then we're gonna repeat this again with 1 single crochet and then 1 decrease. Repeat this sequence for a total of 6 times. For the last round, round 17, make a total of 6 decreases. When you're finished, cut the yarn leaving a long tail and stuff the hat a little bit more. And now we're gonna close this remaining hole. With the darning needle, pass the yarn from behind into the front loop only, like so. Go into the next stitch, pass into the front loop only from behind, like so. So go into every stitch in the last round, go into the front loop only from behind. When you're finished, pull the yarn tightly and then insert the needle back into the center of these 6 stitches and insert your needle into the body, into the hat and into a few other places to secure the yarn. And after that, you can cut the yarn. So now we have finished crocheting the cat's hat. And for the eyes, I use these felt cloth. I cut them into really tiny oval shapes and glue them onto the hat just like this. This is the fabric glue that I use. And before gluing, I will mark the place for the eyes with these little pins. and then glue them securely onto the hat. For the whiskers, I cut a piece of brown yarn, separated it into 3 strands, and embroidered them beside each eye. You can also apply a little bit of blush underneath the eye with the eyeshadow or any other painted materials. Now we're gonna do the heart and start with the magic ring. For the round one, you have to make 8 single crochets into the magic ring. After 8 single crochet, pull the yarn tightly and mark the last stitch with a stitch marker. For round 2, you have to make an increase into every stitch. So make a total of 8 increases. For round 3, you just have to make 1 single crochet into each stitch. There will be 16 single crochet in this round. So now we have finished the first piece or first half of the heart. So we're gonna cut the yarn and make another piece or the second half just like this one, but after the second piece, do not cut the yarn. This is very similar to how we join the 2 ears to form the cat's head, but this time we won't be making any chain. We will go directly into the last stitch of the first piece. So go into that last stitch with a yarn tail on the first piece and make 1 single crochet. So this is the very first stitch of round 4, and we're gonna mark the stitch with a stitch marker. And after that, we will just make 1 single crochet into each stitch on the first piece until we have 16 single crochet in total. And here, do not carry that yarn tail from the first piece. We'll be using it later. So after finishing 16 single crochet on the first piece, we will just go to the second piece and make 1 single crochet into each stitch again until we have 16 single crochet on the second piece as well. Now we have finished round 4, the joining round, and just like before, we're gonna start from that stitch again for the round 5. So we will be moving that stitch marker into the last stitch of the round. For the round 5, it is also very simple. You just have to make 1 single crochet into each stitch that you did, and there will be 32 single crochet in total in this round. This is how it looks like after round 5, and you will see that large gap between the two pieces. So we're going to use a darning needle and the remaining yarn tail from before to close that gap. So what we are doing here is going to the opposite stitches along the gap until the gap is closed. And when you're finished, just leave that yarn tail as it is. And you can see now the gap just disappeared. So now we'll continue crocheting from round 6 to round 8. You just have to make 1 single crochet into each stitch. There will be 32 single crochet in each round. So make up to round 8 for a total of 3 rounds. This is how it looks like after round 8. Now we're gonna start the decreasing rounds. For round 9, you have to start with 2 single crochets. After 2 single crochet, make 1 decrease. So this is one sequence finished, and we're gonna start again with 2 single crochets, and then make another decrease. Just like that, repeat that sequence for a total of 8 times. For the round 10, just make 1 single crochet into each stitch. There will be 24 single crochets in this round. Now we're gonna do round 11, which is also a decreasing round with a similar sequence, 2 single crochet, 1 decrease, but this time we are only repeating it for 6 times. For the round 12, you just have to make 1 single crochet into each stitch, and there will be 18 single crochets in this round. After round 12, start stuffing the head really nice and tight. Now we're gonna do round 13, which starts with 1 single crochet. After that, 1 decrease. And start the sequence again with 1 single crochet and then 1 decrease. Repeat the sequence for a total of 6 times. For round 14, the last round, make a total of 6 decreases. When you are finished, cut the yarn and stuff the hat a little bit more and close that remaining hole just like we did with the cat. Now we're gonna make the string or the ribbon. You have to start with a slip knot and make sure to leave the long tail before the slip knot. And here I'm gonna use a bigger hook, 4mm crochet hook, so that I can easily come back into the back bumps to make the slip stitches with a smaller hook. You have to make a total of 80 chains. After 80 chains, I'm gonna switch back to the smaller hook and then go into that back bump of each chain. So when you turn that chain at the back, you will see those little bumps. We're gonna go into those bump and make a slip stitch. Go into the next bump, make another slip stitch. And just like that, make one slip stitch into each back bump all the way until the end. When you're finished, cut the yarn leaving a long tail and give that string a little stretch. And here with the 2 remaining yarn tails, we're gonna join to the cat, or you can also join to the heart. And here this part is pretty much self-explanatory, but make sure that you tie those 2 yarn tails twice to make them extra secure. And here, instead of cutting them off, I'm gonna put them through the stuffing in the hat. So we're gonna pull these yarn tails with the crochet hook. Here it can be a little bit challenging to do with a crochet hook, so you can also use a darning needle. And here you can also tie them again twice before cutting off if you want. So now we have joined the cat to one end, and to join the heart to another end, cut a piece of long yarn tail, the same color as the string. Before joining to another end, make sure that the string is not twisted. I'm gonna secure it with a pin first, and then we're gonna start the joining process, which is very similar to what we did with the cat. So now we have finished the assembling process, and I'm gonna show you how to tie this into a beautiful bow. So this is the end of our tutorial. Thank you so much for being here today. I hope this video was simple and easy enough for you to follow. We will see each other again in the next tutorial. Bye bye and happy crocheting!